Hi guys. So this page, as we did today, it's representing tomorrow. We're gonna do the same quiz. Actually, not the same questions, but the revision, the same method is gonna be. And this is the way that's gonna be. Let's begin with the first question. Give the equivalent fractions. Now we have these fractions. What is equivalent of a fraction? Okay, let's say. Oh, how do I modify this one? Apparently, I can't touch it, and I can't edit text on it. Doesn't matter. All right, let's wait for this one. Right, I'm gonna try to change a little bit this stuff. Okay, let's try to change. Oh, that's too much. Yeah, that's good. Okay, the first one we said it's 3 over 7. Let's take, for example, now we're gonna look for equivalent fractions. Okay, let's say, for example, for the equivalent fractions, let's say you have 3 over 7. So what you do, instantly choose and pick up any number and multiply this whole fraction with it. So you're going to multiply up by 2 and down by the same number that you chose by 2, for example. And then the equivalent fraction is 3 times 2 is 6 in the numerator. 7 times 2 in the bottom number, which is the denominator. 7 times 2 is 14. And this is the equivalent fraction for the first one. Equivalent fraction of 3 over 7 is 6 over 14, for example. The other number, let's say 5 over 6. 5 over 6, you can pick up any other number. Let's say you will multiply by 3. 6 times 3. The answer 5 times 3 is 15. And down 6 times 3 is 18. Equivalent fraction is 18. Example, you can choose any number, by the way. You can choose 3, you can choose 2, you can choose... As I explained before, these are equivalent fractions. Now, I'm just showing you the method to save some time for you guys. Just do this if you want to find any equivalent fraction. Another example, 10 over 12. Let's say 10 over 12. Let's say I'm going to multiply by 2 again. And then the answer is going to be 20 over 24, because 10 times 2 is 20. 12 times 2 is 24. Okay. The last example, 9 over 10. So let's say 9 over 10. 9 over 10, you can take 9 times 2 over 10 times 2. And then 9 times 2 is 18 over 10 times 2, which is 20. This is the equivalent fraction, and it's finished. All right, the second question, calculate the improper fractions. And then let's take any improper fraction. Now you're going to calculate improper fractions, or you can find the improper fractions. By the way, the question is, convert the given mixed numbers to improper fraction. Now what you do, if you want to convert it into improper fraction, just take the mixed number. Let's say 3 of 1 over 4. Now what are you going to do? You multiply this 3 by 4. You multiply, and then you add 4 plus 1. 3 times 4, then plus 1. over 4. Again, this 4, put it here. The answer is 12 plus 1 over 4. Another one. Let's take 7 2 over 5. 7 2 over 5. The answer is 7 times 5 plus 2. 7 times 5 plus 2 over 5. This over 5, always bring it in here. 7 times 5, it's 35. Plus the 2 that we have, over 5. Now 35 plus 2 is 37. Now what do we call it? Improper fraction, because remember, this number here is bigger. And the simple fraction would be 1 over 2, 3 over 4, 5 over 6. These are simple fractions, but these ones, they are called improper fraction. Improper fraction. Alright. The same thing you do for the others. You want to take another one? Let's take, for example, the last one. 10, 1 over 2. 10, 1 over 2. 10, 1 over 2. You will do 10 times 2 plus 1. 10 times 2 plus 1. 10 times 2 plus 1, but always remember, bring this over 2 always here. Over 2. 10 times 2 is 20. 20 plus 1 over 2. Now it gives you 21 over 2. This is the answer. Alright? Alright. Let's go to the other answer. The other question. Now you're going to add and subtract fractions. The first one, 3 over 4 plus half. 3 over 4. Let's say we have 3 over 4 plus half. Now what are you going to do? Now you need to have common denominator. Now these denominators are different. One of them is 4, the other is 2. What can I do possibly I can do to make them look similar? So I'm going to control this one because it's smaller. Which number I'll multiply 2 with to become 4? So I'm going to multiply by 2. Now if I multiply 2 up and down, remember it's equivalent fractions. That's why we say equivalent fractions, because it didn't change. When you say 1 over 2 or 2 over 4, 3 over 6, 4 over 8, they are all the same. They are all half. You didn't change. You're multiplying by 2. You're multiplying by 3. You're multiplying by 4. You're not changing anything. All of them represent half. That's why we call them equivalent. So what you do, this one, if you multiply it by 2, it's like you're looking for the equivalent, but just turning the denominator into 4. So this is it, this one. Now it becomes 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So I'm going to write it again. 3 over 4, I am not going to touch it because I didn't do any change on it. Adding, and then this one I'm going to change it. Now anymore it is 2 over 4. And I'm going to write down my answer. Now I can add them, but remember, in addition and subtraction, we never touch denominator. Keep it 4. You don't add it. We add only the top. The top we add. 3 plus 2 is 5. The answer is 5 over 4. This is the answer. Five over 4. Okay? Okay. Now, the other one, 7 over 6 minus 1 over 3. 7 over 6. 7 over 6 minus 1 over 3. Now I need to bring this one and find the equivalent, so I'm going to multiply by 3. Is it 3? Now if I multiply by 3, it becomes 9, which is not the same as 6. It will be complicated. All I need to do is multiply by 2 again, because 3 times 2 is 6, and they will become the same. Multiply by 2 up and down, because you're looking for the equivalent. So 7 over 6 minus 2 over 6. In the end, you do not say 6 minus 6 and you put 0. It's really wrong, so wrong. You keep the 6. 7 minus 2, it's 5. 5 over 6. 5 over 6. Now, let's take multiplication. Question 4. Multiplication is the most easiest one. Now, multiplication, let's give you any two fractions. Let's say 3 over 4 times 7 over 9, whatever. Now, what you do, you multiply numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator. This one times this one times this one. 3 times 7, 21. 4 times 9 is 36. So 21 over 36. Don't touch it. It's finished. That's all you need to do. Take another one. Let's say 4 over 7 times 2 over 5. Remember, 4 times 2, 8. 7 times 5, 35. The answer is 8 over 35. That's it. Numerator times numerator, denominator times. In this one, you don't need in multiplication and division. I'm saying it again. You don't need to find the common denominator. You don't need to multiply by any number of your choice. You don't need to look for an equivalent fraction. You just multiply directly. There's a little bit of change in the division. We will see it. Let's pick up another multiplication from the example. Let's say you have 5 over 7 times 3 over 2. 5 times 3, 15. 7 times 2, 14. The answer is 15 over 14. That's it. That's all you do. Now let's go to division. If you divide, let's say for example, you have 6 over 7 divided by, let's say 3 over 5, for example. Now remember, you need to do KCF. What does it mean, KCF? It means keep, change to multiplication, and this one, flip. What does it mean, keep, change, flip? You keep this one, you change the division into multiplication, and you flip this fraction. So I'm going to keep the first one, 6 over 7. The division becomes multiplication, and then flip this one. The number which is in the bottom becomes in the top. The one which is in the top becomes in the bottom. The numerator becomes denominator. The denominator becomes numerator. So 5, I'm going to put it up, and 3, I'll put it down. And then I just do simple multiplication. 6 times 5, it's 30. 7 times 3 is 21. You can simplify, but no need. Just give me the fraction. Let's take another one from the example I gave you. Let's say you did 10 over 15 divided by 2 over 5. Now we said keep, change, flip. Keep the 10 over 15. Change the division to multiplication. Flip the 2 over 5. It becomes 5 over 2. Or we call it reciprocate. So 10 times 5, 50. 15 times 2, it's 30. Some of you can turn this one into a mixed number. Some of you will keep it like this. It doesn't matter. That's the answer. And then it's finished. This is the quiz. Good luck, guys.